I'm going to introduce our songwriting workshops by letting you get to know one of the guitars that I use very often when I go into a jail or a prison to do the songwriting workshop. This is Huckleberry, and the guitar has a bit of a unique history. I got this guy through Craigslist from someone who said it was his camping guitar. In fact, he said he took it down the Colorado River rafting and he dropped it on a rock. And the result is this hole right here. You know, I can put my hand down inside of here. You can see that this is, an extra sound hole. And the point of sharing that with you and showing you this guitar is that it's kind of a parable. This guitar's had rough treatment. Things were done to it that were never intended by the maker. There's even parts missing. And still, it's a great guitar for playing the blues. And so in a similar way, we approach our songwriting workshop with the idea that there are people who've had lives kind of like Huckleberry had and have had some damage occur in their life. But it doesn't erase the fact that they still have some music inside of them and have a story to tell. And part of the basis for wanting to do these workshops is the idea that creativity is a mark or an aspect of the image of God that is in every human being, because we were created in His image. And one of the first things that you read about God in the Bible is that He created. So we have this creativity in us as part of that image. If you exercise your creativity, you're embracing the image of God that's in you, and that is, just by the nature of what you're doing, a healing and a restorative activity. So we've seen over and over and over again how much it means to people who are incarcerated to come in, to sit down and work with us as we write songs about their lives.
It benefits them because they've had all these bad experiences in their lifetimes, either from their childhood or from what happened to them right before they got in the jail, or for what's happening to them now in the jail. They've had a lot of bad experiences, and they haven't necessarily had a chance to talk to anybody about them. And once they get in the workshop, this is their chance now. And it's almost like a therapy session, only they're giving each other therapy kind of, because they've all experienced the same thing, or a lot of the other people in the workshop have experienced the same thing that they've experienced. So
anyway, an overview, what we do is there's a sign up. Anybody who's interested can come. There are no prerequisites, don't have to be a musician or anything like that. And we start by explaining what the workshop's about. We talk about what the blues mean and play examples, DVDs of blues musicians. And we talk about the social history and context of the music. And then we start to brainstorm for what to write about. And very typically, the participants are very quick to come up with stories, with themes, something that they've got on their heart, something that they want to process. And we go to work.
I think maybe it starts with the climate that gets created early on, that the workshop's a safe place. Maybe the pressure is off because, hey, we're just writing songs. We're just writing lyrics for blues songs, you know. Mm-hmm. This isn't therapy. This isn't whatever. But there's a safe space, and it's okay to get to where you can reveal a bit of yourself, and that's part of the magic.
Right. We say, okay, we want you to come up with lyrics for a blues song. So do you have any experiences that would make good blues lyrics? And of course, everybody has bad experiences that would make a really good blues song. And so they get to talk about this stuff. They get to talk about what happened to them, as a child, whether they had alcoholic parents or they got abused by their mom or they had to sell drugs for their mom to make money, or, their boyfriend made them do something or abused them, or they abused their boyfriend, or whatever it was that got them into jail and what's going on now. And it's very therapeutic for them to talk about it in a safe way where it's just couched in, we're just writing lyrics for a song. Mm-hmm. So I think that's very therapeutic for them.
Yeah.
So often I'm just listening to conversation and somebody will say something that could be a profound lyric and I'll just write it down. And then we're not working usually with musicians and artists. We're working with people who don't have experience in that area. So my role in that is to then take their stories, their ideas, and their input, take it home with me, work with it a little bit, and come back with a first draft of maybe a verse or a chorus or just a start to a song, which I play for them. And then we react and we talk about it and we add more to it. And then I go through that process again. And when we feel like the songs are done, we rehearse it with our band. And if we can, we bring the band in and we do a little concert in the facility where the inmates also have opportunity to get up and perform with us.
A very touching interaction that I had was the very first workshop we did, and one of the women wrote lyrics for a song that was about just pick up the phone. And it was about her really wanting to talk to her family, and she would call them and they wouldn't accept the call. And how much that hurt them. And the song was about, we're in here all the time. We need to talk to you. We're isolated. Just give us the 5 minutes. Give us the 10 minutes. It's the least you can do. We need to talk to you.
Next time I call, please pick up the phone. Next time I call, honey, please pick up the phone. 'Cause it feels like I'm part of nothing when I just sit here all alone.
And everyone agreed and everyone helped write the lyrics, and then you put it to music, David, and when you sang the song, probably about half the women started crying, maybe 2/3 of the women started crying, and I started crying too because I saw them crying.
Yeah, we're moms and dads and daughters, aunts and uncles too. We're cousins, sons and brothers, and grandmas in here too. Abuse, neglect, and sorrow, it's a hard hand we've been dealt. When freedom comes tomorrow, I hope you treat me well.
And it kills you how sad they are and how hurt they are to be in there and have their family not take the time to talk to them. And they may have good reasons not to do that, but it just really touched me how much they were suffering.
So why the blues? And then lastly, just what's the impact of all this? First of all, blues is part of our American culture and identity. We have the Black American community to thank for that music. It came out of the context of their suffering during slavery and the time after that. It was originally not a music for concert stage and performance. It was a community expression. It was folk music, if you will. It was how a group of people who were going through very, very difficult times, facing injustice and oppression, persecution, and violence, how they comforted one another, how they made it through showing solidarity with each other. And I just, in thinking about doing songwriting, it seemed like because of that context and because blues is about telling stories and talking about the truth in life, one of the old bluesmen said that blues ain't nothing but three chords and the truth. It just seemed like this is a relevant vehicle for that community who are all going through difficult stuff that's happened in their lives. And so we gather together and we process that, and blues is a great expression for it.
One topic that came up, and I think it was the most impactful topic for me, was this one woman, and actually it was like 2 or 3 women that came up with lyrics for a song where they were hiding from their dad when he came home at night, and he'd bring friends home, and they didn't know how much he had to drink, and so it was she and her little brother, and they were hiding. She said they were hiding under the sheets, and they were listening to see how much he had to drink, and they were trying to figure out like how many drinks he was having as he was entertaining his friends, and the more drinks he had, the more they knew that they were going to be hit after his friends left.
Me and my brother playing hide and seek, peeking out from beneath the sheets. Me and my brother playing hide and seek, peeking out from beneath the sheets. So afraid that we might be seen, and we're trying hard not to make a peep. Well, people talking fast and loud sound like Daddy brought home a crowd. People talking fast and loud, and it sound like Daddy brought home a crowd. I'm scared and I won't come out. Will he be singing or just scream and shout? In, all he'll do is yell. 10 drinks in, tonight will be hell. We're playing hide and seek. We're playing hide and seek. Trying hard not to be seen. I don't want the monster catching me. No amount of tears keeps Daddy from the bottle, and when he's drunk he always goes full throttle. Playing hide and seek. Will we play hide and seek? Trying hard not to be seen. Don't want the monster catching me. And if I had my band, we'd have a keyboard solo or a saxophone, but I don't. The audience stays, he'll be tame. Once they go home, he'll have no shame. Play hide and seek. Oh, hide and seek. Trying hard not to be seen, 'cause I don't want the monster catching me. Me and my brother playing hide and seek, peeking out from beneath the sheets. Me and my brother playing hide and seek, and we're peeking out from beneath the sheets. So afraid we might be seen, and we're trying hard not to make a peep.
That was impactful for me because I remember doing that as a kid, and I remember hiding behind furniture or hiding in my room, but trying to figure out like how bad my dad was when he came home. Is he drunk? Is he angry? Is he okay? Is he sober? And is it safe to go out in the living room or not? And
no kids.
How dangerous is this situation going to be? And then when I hear these women describing the same thing, how they're just petrified, that really hit me hard. And then when I see a lot of people are just like that, and actually that's kind of cathartic for me, because I see that I'm not the only one that went through that.
The impact of doing this with a group of people is, for me, extremely satisfying and meaningful. I have seen time and time and time again how God uses the interactions that we have in a group to allow people to open up about things that are on their heart. So often we've taken a story, we've put it to music, I'll bring it back and sing it, and the people who were involved in sharing their lives and their ideas are in tears when they hear the song that came out of their life.
One thing that impacts me is when we go in and perform the songs at the end of a session, of a workshop for the inmates, that the people that wrote them and the other audience, people are so receptive and thankful at the end. You can tell that it really meant something to them, and that really that touches me too. And some of the songs just nail me too, even if I've played them a bunch of times.
When we take these songs and play them for other inmates, there's an immediate connection, partly because we also have participants come up on, we don't really have a stage, but they come up with us and sing or play if they happen to play an instrument, and we include them in that. But also because we're not making something up. This is real blues. This is real stories of real people. And their peers who are also there understand that and relate to it, and they connect very, very quickly and very deeply with the music that we make.
And I think, like you said before, just getting support from other people for your creativity, and for your brain power. They come in with ideas. Sometimes they come in with lyrics that are already written, and people accept them, and they're kind of bearing their souls, and people accept that they're bearing their souls, and they say, "Yeah, I understand that. That's happened to me too," and yeah, it does create not only a safe space, but a very supportive space, I think. And and they get patted on the back for being creative and writing good lyrics, and then when melody and guitar and chords and everything gets added to their ideas, that's something they can have forever. Like, I wrote a blues song. I'm a musician. I'm a composer, I'm a songwriter. They can keep that forever.
I think there's something powerful about facing a fear and pushing past it and overcoming it, that really does good things for a person. I think they're doing that in the workshop. We've run into people later that have got out that we had met in the workshops, and they always speak highly of it, and it's rewarding to see, hey, the system works. People actually do get released, and you do run into them later, and so it's worth investing while they're in.
I'm very, very thankful for the openness of the Larimer County Jail, which is where we first started this program about 5.5 years ago now. This program staff there has been extremely supportive and been there for us many, many times as we've expanded our ideas and the program has developed. They tell us that what we do is very, very popular with the inmates because, for one thing, the inmates actually set the agenda. They feel comfortable. They feel honest. They feel like they can express what's really true on their hearts. And it gives them a window during the week of something that's got color, that's got sound, that's not institutional, that affirms the fact that they are human beings and that there's someone who loves them. And, I tell them often, this is not a Bible study, even though I'm a pastor. I was a pastor of 2 churches. This is my pulpit now. I have this. And I tell them it's not a Bible study, but if we need to talk about God, I'll put that hat on and we'll go there. And that happens very often, and very often we have inmates who write songs about the Lord. And that's an awesome experience for me too, because then when we go to perform the concert, we are Christians, we want to share the message, but it's so much cooler when we share the message by just quoting one of the participants in our program and just sharing what they have to say about their experience with God. So that's what our songwriting workshop is all about. Thanks for taking time to check this out.